Lions program was going to be used to replace the standard program, and that was never the case.
That was never the case.
It was just to offer it in conjunction with.
It's just that
And if I remember correctly, the Lions provide the permission slips. Permission slips have to be signed by the parents.
Right.
It is not a burden on the staff. They take care of all of it. Is that
Right.
correct?
Right.
All the volunteers do all the work.
Right.
And it takes, what, 2 or 3 seconds?
Right. It takes 10 to 15 minutes to do an entire classroom, and that's with a large classroom. I don't believe they're that large right now.
But I do remember that there was a presentation by the nurses, who were nurses at the time, that the, not so much the words, but the attitude was very adversarial, and it seemed like they thought that the then board wanted to replace the regular eye exams, and that was never the case. That was my understanding of it.
Statements to that effect were made by some board members at that time.
Oh, that could be. But, I mean, and I know in other states.
We replace it because it's better.
Well, actually, the health department does not recommend it. There is a, but anyway, it doesn't make any difference. It's not what we were considering doing or what you were considering doing.
No.
At this juncture. It's just to offer an added benefit to the students. Is that correct?
Right.
That's my understanding of it.
Yeah, I met with a couple of nurses, and Barb is correct, they gave me some documentation that the health department from the state is saying this does not suffice in doing some of these things. I have a suggestion, and I'll be glad to sit down with the Lions Club, I would be glad to offer a venue if the Lion Club takes this onus on themselves, then the school district does not have any of the liability that goes along with it. We could open a gym on a Saturday morning. We will solicit, we will help in any way we possibly can. If you folks will bring in the machine and do the testing, we'll provide the venue, we'll provide the permission slips, we'll provide the advertisements, we'll get the publicity and all those types of things to work with you if that's.
And parents have to work Saturdays, and parents can't get out of bed, they have chores to do, they have shopping to do, and they will not show up. And that is the problem with
I'm just
parents
trying to
today
come up with some of the
jobs.
solution.
So, yeah, it could be a solution, but here the kids are all together, all at once, 10 minutes to do a whole classroom. And all these kids with eye problems because of being on the computer screens for the past few years, it's, you know, I just don't understand why we would want to not give it to them. It just seems like a win-win for our kids.
Do other board members have opinions on this matter?
I just, with the data that was provided, that the staff is questioning on the aging things, I think your suggestion of bringing in Mr. Leone again and gather some facts as to whether it is good, you know, for older kids versus what they've read so far and made that decision based on. Again,
Well, I
kind of
will
look
give
at.
Dave a call and ask him to come back, and I'm sure he will do it.
And then I kind of get where some parents work, but if you can't get out of bed, doesn't even make that important to you, or if you have chores to do and it's only a few minutes to drop by on a Saturday.
And there's people who don't prioritize those sorts
Well,
of
that's what I'm
things.
saying, so how important is it that parent
Yes.
for the child to have done?
Well, that's
Very important to get this done, especially.
I think we've got one that was signed so far.
I just think, I think that should bring it back in and explain to us what can be done for the older kids versus what the.
They did focus more on the smaller kids because that's where they can fix the things better. I mean, if they get a kid when he's 4 or 5 years old and has a problem and they can fix it, then that's a lot better. But what happens if your 10 and it was missed?
I'm not against it, I just, like I
Yeah.
said, we should have more information and facts that, where it states it's for the younger kids. Let this guy come back in with more information and data that says it's
Well,
for
we
the older
had-
kids.
Yeah, when we have Dave in here, he didn't really focus on the.
Well, that's what we need to know.
I think that was the manufacturer's documentation for the cameras. They were saying that that camera was intended for you know, ages 1 to
Well,
6
they're
was
focusing
the
on
optimum
that
age.
because of that reason,
Okay.
because that's when they can, it's a lot better if they come in, you know.
That makes sense.
They don't want to miss any kids at that age, but some of these kids were missed all the way through.
Gail, does this catch things as kids get older that a regular eye exam would not catch?
Yes. It can even tell you, if you're wearing glasses, it can even tell you if your prescription is wrong.
But wouldn't that be what a regular eye exam would do? That's what I'm asking. Like, I understand it for the younger kids when they may not be able to read
Well,
those.
why was
letters
he
or
wearing
signs.
glasses that weren't the right ones if the eye doctor's supposed to find the problem? Because we had a kid here wearing glasses that were not the right exam, not the right prescription. And I was here when that happened. So, I mean, I'm fighting for the kids.
But this is, Gail, does your machine, or does the Lions machine give the proper prescription that's needed? Or is it
Yes.
something that then sends them to an eye doctor and they have to go through
Well,
a rigorous exam?
They can't give them the prescription, they can't give them the eyeglasses right on the spot, but they can give them all the information they need to give their eye doctor to get the right eyes.
So it does give you the prescription
Right,
that you need.
yes.
If the board is okay with it, we'll have, Mr. Legal come back. Give a-
When would you like to come in? Because at this point, if you're gonna wait another month, you can't even, get to the rest of the school before you can be here, I don't think. If you keep pushing it for a month and a month and a month. I know I can't be here next month, because I'm going to be away, but I can ask him to come in.
Sure.
If
Come
the,
to the, have
you
the
wanted him to
workshop.
come next month, or do you want him to come another?
The 11th.
The 11th?
April 11th.
If he's available, I will tell him.
And I thought what's the meeting with April 25th?
That's the meeting.
The next one is the 20th.
Okay, well, now I'd like to switch over to the library. This is, everybody in Lehigh should have received a paper to send a donation in. It tells you all about the different things that are available at the library. They're open 24/7 online. They have all kinds of ebooks, audiobooks, magazines. They have a computer, they have training, they can give people one-on-one computer training. And the library is open and ready for people to come in. So they have access to over 500,000 items through the Lehigh Department cooperative. So everybody please send in your donations to the library, they need it. And that campaign is going on right now. Does anybody have any questions about the library?
Do they have, is the donation, because I don't remember receiving it, but it's possible. How long ago did that come out?
A couple days ago.
They just
Okay,
started-
I haven't checked my mail.
They just started, writing. Like, mine was in the mailbox today.
Yeah, I haven't checked my mail in
They're probably
probably
coming
a
in
week,
waves,
so.
you know, as they get volunteers to hold them and, you know.
Emails, I think they went out Friday. so.
I've already cut mine off and have it ready to mission.
And if I remember correctly, in past years, they had a way you could donate through PayPal.
Possibly.
I
I
don't
just
know.
wrote a check and I didn't get
Me to write a check and mail it out, that'll never happen, except for taxes.
Gail will come get it.
Okay, well, that's all I have, but, I'll bother Lehigh representative, I still haven't heard for sure what
Yeah,
that.
Gail, I'm still working on that. I talked to a lawyer, and then he started asking questions. For example, does the Layton School District have an official contract with the library? And I need to get with Jack and find out if that's the case.
Agreements.
Yeah.
You want a copy of it? Should I ask Melissa to get a copy of it?
We'll take anything you have, Gail.
Okay, I will.
Any information you have that could help with the process, we'll take it, because I'm not sure how much is here.
Well, I'd like to do a big fundraiser for the library because we lost $10,000 from the school district, so. But I can't work on it officially until I'm official. So I don't want to go into it.
Well, I did some checking on the way it's listed in the budget, and it is a expense through PDE. And it is listed correctly as community services. And in the 850, I think, but I'm not positive, it does list public libraries
Okay.
as a,
I mean, the library services are children plus
Adults
and
and-
seniors, and people leaving
Right.
a job, they can come there and use computers to look for jobs. It just started offering one-on-one computer training, free. You have to have an appointment because they don't have many people to offer, the training, but they do have it. And they have a children's room now, a community room. It's really offering a lot to the community. And when COVID was going on, so
right,
they had rules and regulations, but
right, when the schools were closed. That
you have no idea. There's one lady there who actually folds pages in books and makes them look like little angels and all kinds of trees. And she does these fundraisers to raise money. She works here, but she makes these books. And she's made like $800. She's amazing. This folding pages. So if you're ever looking for a special gift for someone that really likes books, that would be a great gift.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Janice Collins?
So I kind of have a couple questions. I understand Mr. Tack reads the grants before they're approved or whatever that you guys decide you want to give them. And you all know, he writes,
I believe he writes that he's the grant writer.
okay, so then he's the one who knows you guys, and they, wherever the grant comes from, they tell you what you can spend it on, right? From what I understand.
Pretty much, yeah.
Does he also tell you, say, okay, you have to add this to our curriculum or whatever in order to get this grant? Because some grants.
Well, with the Q's app, yeah, there had to be a match from a private company.